Hello and welcome to this Dhanteras special. I'm Manisha Gupta. Well, the Diwali celebrations have kicked off across India with Dhanteras. For many Indians, this day is considered to be auspicious to buy gold and silver. Hence, it leads to a huge retail demand for jewelers. This time as well, a lot of people have flocked to various markets, including Mumbai's Jewellery Bazaar, to buy silver. We did see those very long queues to buy those metals there. The metal has, remember, outperformed all other metals with this year. The prices have hit all-time highs of ₹1,00,000 a kg in India. Even in the global market, silver is trading at a 12-year highs. However, the love for yellow metal also continues to remain intact, even as gold prices have hit a string of highs in this year. Gold hit an all-time highs in October. Globally, it is hovering around $2,600 an ounce, and in the Indian markets at 80,000 rupees per 10 grams. Joining me is now the experts in the market to talk to us and take us through on what really is expected of this Dhanteras and Diwali as a season. Remember, this is the most important quarter when it goes to buying the precious metals, because this is a time that it's about festivities, New Year, and then, of course, wedding season begins as well. Almost 40 lakh weddings are slated between November to Feb, and that is the demand that also seems to be coming in at this point in time. Joining me now on the show is Vikas Singh. He's Managing Director and CEO at MMTC-PAMP. Sachin Jain is India Head of World Gold Council. Suvankar is Executive Director at Senco Gold. And Nirav Bhansali is Convener at GJEPC. Gentlemen, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And very many happy Dhanteras to all of you. I'll start with you first, Vikas, and I can see you sitting outside your store, and I can see all of that crowd there as well. And I don't forget that view because I've seen it in Delhi once as well. So even at these all-time highs, are you looking at good crowd, good pickup?
Yeah, hi again, Manisha. Thank you for having me on your show. And it's exactly almost a year since we spoke last, possibly
Yes.
same time, same place. As you can see, we are at our store in Noida, Sector 18. It is completely full up. We've had constant traffic from the morning, early morning, almost about 9:30 a.m. And we would expect this to carry on till almost about 10, 11 p.m. As best as we can handle. To your points, I think very important. Yes, gold is almost 35% higher this year as compared to same time last year. Silver even at a higher level. We had a relatively slower start to the season, and we were wondering if the price is likely to depress demand. But interestingly, India always goes for what's auspicious and what it loves, which is gold and silver. And we have seen a very sharp jump up in volumes over the last month, and especially today. We were pulling out invoicing data for today, till date, the day till date as compared to last year. The number of invoices raised are significantly higher than last year. So hopefully, I think the buoyancy is good, should play well for the industry and the sector. And yeah, that's the way we see it.
All right. Well, that's an amazing view to look at and to begin the show with as well, because it's bright, glittering behind you. And yes, we can see those crowds as well. Sachin, what's your sense? So the start was slightly slow, and that really was a bit of a concern. But that's exactly not the scene that we're looking at right now. I mean, the week has been good, and Dhanteras today, I mean, we have had various reporters and stringers in various cities and states in all of those Sarafa and Jewellery Bazaars. And we've seen pictures of people queuing up to buy gold, and more than gold, perhaps silver coins as well. What has been your sense?
So, Manisha, first and foremost, thanks for getting me on the show. To you and to your viewers, very happy Dhanteras. Lots of abundance, lots of joy and prosperity. I completely second Vikas's view. It's been an extremely exciting time. And 20 days back, when for the first time we crossed the 80,000 mark in India, there's a lot of apprehension as to whether the consumer is going to come out and whether we'll see buoyancy and action on the floor. What we see now is actually what we've seen through the year. When we had, presumptions of when the stock market goes up, gold goes down. When gold goes down, stock market goes up. A lot of things have been new and for the first. And this too is the first. And 20 days back, the less confidence that we had that consumers might not come. Last 1 week, I've been on the floor and we've been seeing extreme buoyancy, extreme excitement from the consumers coming back around yellow metal, around the confidence on gold as a subject. Our last quarter numbers have been very strong as well. But this continued into the floors, and what we're seeing today is a lot of action on the floor. And I think we will take up from other sectors like electronics and so on and so forth. So it's going to be the year for gold. It has been the year for gold, and it's going to be the season for gold.
All right, this has been a year for gold. It's going to be a season for gold. And Nirav, coming to you then, and what would you say has changed? I do understand that in the last 1 year, we've seen a lot of transparency come into the markets, more IPOs, more stores opening. There's a big number that the street is still anticipating on the kind of numbers that we could see in sense of new entrants in the space by next year. But when it comes to Dhanteras, and yes, we've seen bars and coins do very well. How is it doing with jewelry? How is diamonds doing right now? The other entrant into this market this year, and very strongly so, has been lab-grown as well. How are you looking at all of these markets?
So, firstly, thank you, Manisha. It's always nice to be on your show. And like you mentioned, there have been a lot of euphoria last year with all-time high prices in silver and gold. A lot of IPOs, new entrants, Aditya Birla making a splash into this space, and like other categories also. So I'm currently sitting in our city mall, Ghatkopar, and there are around 15 jewelers right here. Aditya Birla just opened the Indriya store over here, and the euphoria is amazing. There is a continuous crowd of people into every store. I'm right now sitting in a lab-grown store, and there have been a lot of inquiries, a lot of interest in lab-grown space also. Natural diamond is also doing very well. So I think the entire jewelry space, Dhanteras definitely for gold and silver is unbelievably good. But looking at the consumers' interest in this mall right now, and what I saw with Vikas, behind Vikas, and the numbers that they are clocking, I think it's going to be a very good season for all the categories, especially gold and silver, but across the spectrum, including diamonds, lab-grown, and all other categories.
Oh, well, absolutely. People do have a lot of option right now on plate. And yes, they're making complete use of that, because I must say that you've absolutely aced your frame with the kind of background that you are making us see right now. But tell us, you know, as you're all saying that you're all slightly surprised that at these all-time highs as well, we are looking at strong demand coming in, and we are looking at people flocking in. How is the ticket size looking like? People are buying. Is it like more a token buying? Is it an investment that it seems to you? What really is the token size that you're looking at?
So Manisha, interestingly, the buoyancy in the sector always remains high. I think the question that everyone is always asking, and please don't ask me for the answer, is where is it going next? What's the price really going to be at? You know, at the end of the day, gold, silver, and other metals are a finite commodity. So, you know, at the end of the day, there's only so much available, you know, from a consumer demand point of view or an investment demand point of view. Increasingly with market volatility, it's come back in again, you know, in the form of all the, you know, geopolitical unrest that we have around us. Gold and silver continues to be the safe haven, and that's really where the governments and individuals are investing. So, from a coins and bars point of view, we are seeing, you know, very good demand. Over the course of the last year, we've also got voted as the purest gold and silver in the country. So that's a very, very big recognition for us. And we've also got voted the most trusted brand, one of the most trusted brands in the country. So I think, you know, as these recognitions keep coming in, and we have a portfolio which is, you know, crafted very uniquely and, you know, appeals, you know, to our customers. We've got new designs in the market. So, you know, we've got a coin which was launched in gold and silver on Ayodhya with Ramlalla, and you know, chunk-shaped coins, etc. All of these have led to a very, very sharp interest in terms of demand. As a matter of fact, you know, we have the usual unfortunate situation that we are unable to fulfill the demand for some of these products. Lastly, urban or rural, the buoyancy remains as high. So I think it's important for us to keep, you know, expanding our footprint and getting to this demand. And you know, we don't see any slowdown in the near future for sure.
All right. I mean, that's a very, very bullish statement coming in there. And I absolutely get your point. I mean, with the kind of, you know, customization that you really seem to be doing on what people want to see on that gold coin as well. Suvankar, coming to you then, and I walked into a jewelry shop recently, and somebody was asking for a Lakshmi Ji picture on a coin. Somebody asked for their own name initial on a coin. So, well, yes, there's a lot that people are asking for. They do want to buy that gold and silver, but a very customized, you know, way of doing it. How are you looking at the markets today? How has it been for Senco in sense of Dhanteras until now?
Let's see, from the morning, seeing steady footfall. And, you know, it's a weekday. So as the evening is progressing, we are seeing more and more footfall coming in. But the morning itself was very good. And what we saw is that over the past 3-4 days itself, you know, consumers who are there, a lot of wedding buyers were the ones who were utilizing the offers and the schemes and the new designs and collections that we launched on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the good part about today is that we are seeing a lot of small ticket buyers, which they were missing over the last 3-4 days. There were more of bigger size ticket buyers over the last 3-4 days, but today, earrings, rings, either in gold, diamond, platinum. I think that people are utilizing this auspicious day like the old times and buying jewelry, whatever money they have as per their budget, and buying something for their home, which is the best part about it. So yes, the quantity, as we see, because the gold prices are close to all-time high, the quantities have taken a hit. We are seeing a 10-15% dip in terms of kgs of gold to be sold. But in terms of value, if you look at it, the gold price is up by 25-30% year on year. So we are seeing a value increase of 12-15%. And right now I'm in a little bit of a suburban market of Calcutta, and we could see that people from whichever part, even I can see that in the smaller towns, the rural markets, people are celebrating Dhanteras. The agricultural income has been pretty good. So whatever money they have, they are buying. And the best part, one thing is that the old gold exchange, that has been a great savior for the industry. A lot of people are coming with their old gold jewelry, exchanging it for new jewelry. And that is also helping in the footfalls and the conversion.
Oh, well, absolutely. We do see that crowd behind you in that Calcutta shop as well. But coming to you, Sachin, what is the exchange numbers that World Gold Council has seen until now for the last, let's say, 2 or 3 months? What are those numbers there? And the second thing is, how are you looking at, because I remember this conversation with you last time, that it's not just about tier 1, tier 2, it's also about tier 3, tier 4. Even rural India seems to be buying, something that Suvankar also is alluding to.
So I'll answer your second question first, Manisha. So, you talk about tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 markets and also the rural India. And we need to acknowledge the fact that a large part of consumption of gold happens in the smaller markets and rural India. We've just come out of one of the best monsoons that India has seen. And also we need to recognize that mentally, while in urban markets we talk about investment, in the rural markets, it's called saving. And in some sense, they are price agnostic. And the reports that we've been getting on the consumption at rural India has been rock solid with pure, additional and outside of a great monsoon, people are willing to outgo and invest more in saving and increase their savings. And that's happening through gold. So that's one part. So completely agree. And I second the point on the fact that it's continued great performances from the tier 3, tier 4 markets, but substantial improvements in the rural markets. That's one. Now, on the consumption side of what we saw in the last 2 or 3 months, one, we've seen the surge of the jewelry demand. Now, that is something in Q2, which is April, May, June, we saw a dip. So after the changes by our respectable finance minister on the 22nd of July, with the custom duty change, we saw a great surge of consumers coming to buy jewelry in August. And from Suvankar's store and from other partners that I picked up, a lot of preponement of buying of gold was happening. So if you had for example, a wedding in the family, there was a bit of preponement in that time. So that's what we saw quite up. And as we got into later part of, let's say, August, September, that's when the demand for bars and coins, which is investment demand, went up. So, and I'm presuming that this up, while it's going to be hugely up in tonnage, and hence also in the value. So last quarter has been up both on jewelry demand and hence consumer coming in, the affinity for gold jewelry as consumption has gotten amplified, but also very categorically, the investment demand for gold has been up from the entire last 3 quarters. And that's been quite a substantial reason of the growth. And the reason of that is primarily the returns of gold that people have been getting. And it's been performing as one of the best asset classes that we've seen.
All right. Well, that's a very, very bullish note coming in across our panelists there. But with that, we'll go for a very short break. When we come back, we will try to understand from our experts on what really is changing in this industry, the kind of buying that we are seeing even at these higher levels, one. And second is with the kind of expansions, explosions, new entrants coming into the market, all believing that the double-digit growth here can continue. What really has led to that? After this very short break.